Here we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Fraser Cain. I'm the publisher of Universe Today, and this is your virtual star party for May 19th, 2013. This is our second try using this technology, and we honestly have no idea if this is working. So if you can see this, that would be great. If someone could comment somewhere in the comments, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
We got a lot of yays on the YouTube.
Oh, cool.
comments.
Corey's saying it's cool. It's on Fraser and on Gary. So we're good. All right. Well, let's assume it's working. And so we've got a few more people who are going to join us tonight, and we lost them. So hopefully we're going to get those people back anytime now. So I'm going to introduce the people we've got right now. We've got Andrew Dumbleton in the UK at like 5 in the morning. So again, once again I am amazed and impressed, and really thankful that you're willing to get up at this really early time and help us out. It's amazing.
It's amazing because the way the internet is this morning, thousands of miles.
Yeah, the fact this is even working. Cool. We'll move on. We got Gary Gonella.
Hi guys.
St. Angeles. We've got Dr. Nicole Gallucci, and you're wearing your doctor's hat.
I am wearing my funny doctor hat.
So
actually
you gotta tell us the story.
Today.
What's happening here?
We're just outside of Charlottesville, Virginia. So although I officially started working with CosmoQuest last May and got my degree August 1st, today was the actual ceremony. So I got my advisor, gave me my hood. It's got all the official, where is it? It's the official pink astronomy colors of a doctorate of astronomy. So all the pomp and circumstance.
and so people didn't realize that we had actually been calling on you for your astronomy knowledge before you were completely legit. And so,
well, I was legit as of August 1st.
Right, but we had to throw out all of that previous information. Yes. And now we can accept your answers as like.
Now that I have the funny hat.
Now you have the funny hat.
Makes me an actual professional. That's what it comes.
Well, congratulations. That's amazing. We got Roy Salisbury.
Hello.
Operating his remote telescope. We hope.
We hope.
It has been a interesting night for technology. And we got Scott Lewis.
Hey, and Chris just pinged me. Yeah, he had a crash, so. Hopefully it wasn't a telescope crash. Hopefully it was just a browser crash.
So we've got 3 telescopes right now, and then Bill and Chris, Bill McLaughlin is testing out a brand new telescope, so we'll see if that works. And then and Chris has got a really nice view of the Moon and Saturn, so it'll be really great to have them come back. But we got 3 telescopes, so we will keep you busy with galaxies and star clusters and all kinds of things tonight. So, all right. So I'm going to move to Gary's view first.
This is NGC 6205, the Hercules cluster.
Now, people are going to have to help me out on this. The Hangout is actually sort of crashed for me. Oh, I have an idea. I can't actually see the objects in the big screen. It's just I'm just seeing an icon. So I'm hoping that it's.
You can watch the YouTube with it muted. Well, I guess there's a delay. So.
Yeah, there is a bit of a delay, but hopefully, as I click on Gary's image here, it actually shows it. So, but I'm going to try joining the Hangout a second time. See if that works. While we go. So Gary, sorry, what was the object?
NGC 6205, the Hercules cluster, globular cluster.
Hasn't it got a more common name than that?
I couldn't find one when I was looking for it.
Lots and lots of stars in space.
M13?
M13?
Is it 13?
Messier 13?
That's what I call the Hercules cluster. I don't know, maybe there's another.
Globular cluster in Hercules.
That's right. The globular cluster in Hercules.
Globular.
So that's M13.
Globular. And as I tell the high school students that come to my public nights, as they look at the tiny fuzzy patch in my ETX 90, it's the oldest thing you will see with your eyes. So pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is. And we talked about this last week actually, that the clusters actually, or they used to think that these clusters were older than the universe, which obviously, they didn't actually think that, but just the method of measuring the age of these clusters came up with a number that didn't conform with the method they used to figure out the age of the universe, and it turned out they had a bad method for figuring out the age of the universe, and now that's been really tightly confined, right?
And whereas the aging of clusters still isn't that tightly confined, there's a pretty big error bar, so it's all good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, this is a fantastic object. I mean, this is absolutely one of my favorite objects. I mean, you can go with a pair of binoculars. From now until end of summer, and pull this object out of the sky, and it's just fantastic. And it's an easy object to find too, because once you learn where Hercules is, you can see the it's on the, if you look up and you can see Hercules, and there's like the chest of Hercules, and then on the right hand side of his chest there's these two stars, and then the halfway point pretty much in between those two stars, even like if you don't even have, like if it's a nice dark sky and you even don't have binoculars, you can see this faint little fuzzy blob at the halfway point between those stars, and that's this. And it looks, of course, way better when you do have binoculars or a telescope. But even like a telescope,
Gary's telescope.
Yeah, I mean, a small telescope, it still looks fantastic. Wonderful. All right, I'm going to move on to Roy's view. And I really hope this is working. Roy, what are we looking at here?
This is M64, the Black Eye Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've got new hardware you're throwing at the sky tonight, right?
Yes, this will be the first time I get to try my new 10-inch RC out at my observatory, so I can get in tiny little objects now. So normally this here would have just been a little, I don't know, a dot on the screen. You could sort of make out the black eye on it, but now you can really make it out.
You can really make it out. That looks really nice. Fraser, I wish you could see this right now. It looks amazing.
I wish you could see what I could see, which is just nothing. So I can see it down in the film strip.
Later tonight.
I can see it. I'll watch it later tonight. I can see it down in the film strip, so I can see this little thing, and I'm like, I can tell that's a galaxy. And actually, he had put it up before when we were testing new tests, and so I was able to see the image before, so I knew it was the Black Eye Galaxy.
Yeah.
But it's I'm going to assume that I'm seeing, but it's got this really strange, this weird structure in the middle of the galaxy. So Nicole, what do you think happened here?
So this looks like it's got a dust lane in it, and I don't remember off the top of my head what is happening, but you usually get such things after there's been an interaction with another galaxy. The fact that it's asymmetric like that. But that dust lane is obscuring the visible light. There's probably, I would bet, some major star formation happening in there.
Well,
and it looks like it's. Go ahead.
The gas on the outside is rotating opposite of the stars on the inside.
Oh, then that's got to be an interaction that it had with another galaxy.
And
it doesn't look like a merger, but it must have had some kind of disturbance from another galaxy passing by.
I mean, is it a situation? I mean, we've talked about when the Milky Way and Andromeda collide, you're going to get this giant elliptical galaxy. But is this the kind of situation where maybe it wasn't a really big impact? It was, it suffered a black eye, but it wasn't completely exploded.
Yeah, it was kind of, it may have been a passerby. Either that or it's, I'm actually trying to look this up. I think, I would say if this is being a spiral, so it's probably not the merger of two galaxies like the Andromeda and Milky Way, because that's going to create an elliptical galaxy. But yeah, if it has a passerby, they interact and push each other and cause all this weird stuff to happen. So that would be, like you said, a black eye, but not completely destroyed.
Yeah. Oh, and you've added more sources. Thanks, Scott. Okay, cool. I'm going to move to
Andrew. And in fact,
Andrew, what are we looking at?
Hi, Fraser. Well, we've got one of a family of what we call carbon stars. So they're highly evolved red giant stars.
They're highly evolved.
Highly evolved. And atmospheres are rich in carbon, which blocks some of the blue light. So in binoculars or telescopes, they appear very red or orange. This one's supposed to be poetically described as poppy red.
Now, were they possibly on some of the poppy at the time? Because I'm thinking yellow.
Yeah, I slightly overexposed this one, so it looks a little more orange than red. But I'm told in binoculars this is has the nickname of La Superba and was featured on Universe Today this week.
Those guys.
Yeah, wow. I've heard good things about that website.
I don't trust them.
But no, it's got a great color. Kind of looks like Alberio a little, but that's a nice double star. So.
One of the Alberio, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that looks great.
Alberio's so great because it's got next to each other. That are
right. Yeah, so it's got that beautiful orange color and then another one, which is great.
And are you using the telescopes over at iTelescope, or?
Yes, I am. I'm using one from New Mexico known as T3, which is a one-shot color camera, so I hope to bring some color at least to some objects today.
Oh, I appreciate the colors. You can even see just from the background stars are really nice. I wish Fraser could see these too. I know how much he loves color images coming into the Hangout.
I saw it before. Okay. Now I'm not able to see Bill. I'm only seeing an icon from Bill. So let me just...
Bill's coming through.
I'm seeing a cluster.
I'm seeing M5 from Bill.
Yeah, M5.
That working? Or me.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We have a binary Fraser.
Okay, hold on. Try this.
That's not how exchange rates work.
On the clarification, Black Eye Galaxy, I hope we're still live, is that it actually probably accreted a smaller satellite galaxy onto it, and so that's what caused the stars going in the opposite direction in the dust lane as well. So it ate one of its itty-bitty satellite galaxies, which is something the Milky Way does all the time.
Fraser, are you okay?
Fixed. I'm all right now.
Are you fixed? Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's all working. And I'm going to keep my second me along just to be safe.
With that dapper icon at the bottom, loving it.
The other me right here, staring at ourselves.
Yes.
All right. Well,
What's your new Pixel? Is that your new Pixel by any chance?
Fully operational. What's that?
Was that your new Pixel by any chance?
Pixel,
You're showing up, bragging to the world about being at I.O.?
I was at I.O. this week, and yeah, they gave Pixels out to everybody. Thanks, Google. All right, I'm going to move on to Bill's view now.
Yes, M5.
And I can see it. I can totally see it. So this is great. Now the show can go on. So, Bill, what is it?
That's M5. I actually threw a red filter to cut down on some of the light pollution. I'm not really seeing the.
Now, you've got a new setup this week too, right?
Yeah, I've got. I can switch to that after you've got done talking about M5 and show people what it looks like.
The actual telescope.
Yeah. I'll just turn the light on in the observatory.
Oh yeah, let's see it. That'd be awesome.
Okay, I will turn it on and I will switch to that screen.
That's not a telescope. That's a human.
That's a human. Okay, go to my observatory camera. There we go. It's actually 3 telescopes.
Oh.
Wow. 3 telescopes all just glued together on that big mount.
Same mount.
What mount is it?
So what does each one do?
It's a pair mount. Actually, there's 4 if you want to count the camera sitting on top.
Yeah.
But there's the old one I used to have, which is, if I can get this thing centered up a little bit here. There, if you look on the left, the FSQ over here that I used to have, this is a TOA 130, also Takahashi, and then this is a Stellarvue Raptor 105. And on the back, there are 3 different DESBIG cameras. We're still kind of working the bugs out here. So
Yeah, I can see how there might be bugs with a setup like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're like a one-armed paper hanger when you're trying to operate, more than one. The ultimate idea is to get some software written that will coordinate the three, and I've got to get them working properly first, and then once I get to that point, I can start dealing with the software to get them to talk to each other.
I think you might be able to shoot down small aircraft with that.
But I mean, you've really saved money on mount costs.
It does, and it's. I can switch real quick, like here, to something that'll show it a little bit better.
There might be room on the other side for a couple more telescopes, I think.
Yeah, actually, I do have a fourth one. It's a 10-inch, a little 8-inch inexpensive Ritchie that I can substitute for the.
And we lost him.
Oh.
How fun.
Oh, we'll never find out.
There's so much mass on that mount that it created a singularity and sucked in.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to move to Gary's view. And Gary and Roy, actually, you guys picked the same object. Did you know that you were going to do this? Same
No.
And it's different. I love the views that Roy's getting tonight. I don't have real good viewing, but this is the Sombrero Galaxy.
Yeah. No, it's great. You can still really make out that really interesting look to it.
I got my version of the black eye coming up next too.
Oh, and here's Roy's version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a little his is a little crisper tonight.
Yep.
That's great. I mean, the Sombrero Galaxy. When you see those images from Hubble, it's just an amazing looking galaxy. Now, does it have such a neat view just because we're seeing the Sombrero from this perspective, or is it like going through some active star formation as well? Is there something going on in that galaxy?
Sorry, I was answering a comment on the on the page.
Sterling Gothrop notes that where's Dr. Zabo? This hangout has a beard deficiency, but I brought the Zabo beard.
Yes.
He brought the beard.
Is that your playoff beard?
No. I just thought it was time to grow a beard.
But no, Sombrero isn't necessarily interacting. It's just because you're seeing it edge on. Every galactic spiral has dust in its midplane, dust and gas. That's one of the features of a spiral or a disk galaxy. And at this angle, you can see that quite clearly because the nucleus is shining through it. So it's not necessarily interacting in the same way that the Black Eye Galaxy was. That one was asymmetric, and that was kind of the key for that one.
And so that's really your clue that some kind of galactic interaction is happening, is you're seeing that asymmetric
You're seeing
structure.
Something asymmetric. Yeah, that's a little odd. It's hard for a galaxy to do that on its own.
Yeah. So Death Guitarist 12 is saying, is it just me, or are the active views behaving differently this week? Seems that every time someone makes a sound, it auto switches view instead of leaving it on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I wonder.
Is it because Fraser, you're...
Yeah, because I'm doubled. Yeah, so let's see if that fixes it.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks to Death Guitarist 12.
Yeah, so Death Guitarist 12, could you let me know if that fixed the problem? Because it wasn't sure which of my views was controlling the hangout. So, Bill's got it back with his. That's a very tricky build you've done there.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. The idea was to get the three together. Looked at from the back, it's got a double plate with the electronics in between. The double plate also not only gives you a place for the electronics, but it also lends a lot of stiffness to it, which you need to keep differential flexure under control.
Is there a laser on it? Please tell me there's a laser.
We could add that. My wife's got one on her dub.
Yeah.
There's room for a laser.
That's called cheating. I use it all the time. Stick a green laser on the telescope.
That's great.
Yeah, I love that.
So anyway,
But you got three of the same camera.
Two of them are, the one on the right was I switched off the picture now, but the one on the right was a color camera. The one in the middle is a self-guiding STT S-Big camera, and the one on the left is the same camera but without the self-guiding aspect of it.
I've gone to Roy's picture now, and he's only got
12 says it got fixed, so
it did
anyone else
fix.
is still Yeah, but if anyone, I've seen a couple of the comments, so if anyone else is still seeing it, flip to the audio.
Yeah,
instead
I'll
of
bet
the
you that
voice.
was
Once
that's what
again,
was happening.
Yeah, let us know, but it sounds like it's fixed.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. Okay. Let me know. Yeah,
We're
let me know if
looking.
that fixed it. Sorry about that. I tried to fix one. I did fix my being able to even see what people are showing, so that helped. And Roy, so what's your setup then?
That is a three. I've only got 3 cameras on mine. So there's 3 scopes on there. There's the 106 millimeter or the 4-inch refractor, the white one that you can barely see there.
Yeah.
There's the blue one sitting on top of that, which is a 66 millimeter refractor. And then the big 10-inch next to it.
And it's the 10-inch that you're showing off tonight, right?
Right. That's what I'm using tonight.
And first light. I mean, I don't think people realize this is your first night of even getting any images from this telescope at all, and you decided
Correct.
doing it live in the middle of the hangout.
Do it live.
Yep, I've noticed a few things that I need to work on. Some of my collimation's still off. It doesn't hold focus very long, even though it's a carbon fiber tube. The temperatures are really wreaking havoc on it.
Trial by fire, Roy. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, no, are you kidding? I mean, your first images were fantastic. So.
Absolutely.
Oh, I've saved the best one for last here.
Okay, well, I'm going to move over to Andrew's view first because it's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how pretty.
Hit us with the science, Nicole.
M82 is another galaxy in an interaction. So M81 and M82 are close by each other, and you can't always see in the optical images and see that they're interacting. But you can see in radio images that the gas is all squished together, and so that's why you've got some funky shape here. Is that it's being gravitationally disturbed by M81, its larger neighbor.
That's beautiful. I mean, you can really see the sort of the dark dust lanes in the middle, and yeah, no, that's a really terrific image, Andrew.
Gorgeous. That's gorgeous.
Yeah,
and
I don't know whether you can.
Too. I mean, you can see.
Yes, I was just going to remark. Could you see the pink color in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's just terrific.
And when we're done here tonight, Andrew, can you put these up into the event page as well, just so people can see the full resolution that's coming through?
Yeah, sure can.
Yeah, because I mean, people don't realize. I mean, we're only broadcasting. Yeah. We're only seeing 480p in our Hangout, and an even smaller version that is being broadcast out. So, yeah, the actual image quality is a lot higher. So,
I would love to see that. Yeah, I mean, you can just see that the star formation in this galaxy is just overwhelming. This is our closest example of a starburst galaxy, and so its interactions have been causing the gas to collapse and form big bright stars and sploosh gas all over the galaxy, all over the interstellar space or intergalactic space.
So we got a request.
Just seeing a little bit of that.
Got a request for NGC 4567, which is the butterfly galaxy.
Oh.
So I don't think we've ever seen that. So if someone would be able to get that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that was from Terry
I'm all
Rhodes.
for a new thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. Can anyone try and pull that one up? I know all 4 of you are going to try now.
Move to it right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go to your next view, Roy. Oh, wow.
Ready, go, everyone. Let's do this.
What's that, Roy?
That is NGC 4565.
That's not the sombrero again?
No, I didn't have the sombrero before.
Oh.
So this is the 10-inch.
Or yeah, I take that back. I had the sombrero before. This is another edge on.
This is another edge on. Okay.
This is crazy.
It looks like the sombrero. I mean, except for it's a little warped. You can see.
Yeah, but you can see again that nice dust lane going there. Wow.
Yes.
Are you just using luminance, Roy?
Just luminance, yeah.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. That's that's beautiful pictures.
That's sick.
It's also known as the Needle Galaxy or Caldwell 38. It's around 30 to 50 million light years away.
That's so
but it's so big in the. Now, did you zoom in on it
No.
when you put it up, or is that just your field of view?
That's the field of view.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. How big is your field of view then?
Good question. I don't know off the top of my head. I can find out really quick though.
Any chance of getting Saturn with this setup?
It'd still be too small. This is 30 by 23 arc minutes.
So, like, half a degree? So it'd be like moon-sized, kind of? That's what I'm after.
Yeah, the moon won't fit in this field of view. It's too big.
Right, but Saturn will still be...
Yeah,
too
Saturn
small.
would still be too small.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you know, the next time you buy a scope, Roy,
There's room on that mount for another
I
planetary.
know Bill can do it. You can do
Actually, there's not.
it.
It gets a little heavy after a while.
Yeah.
Mine carries 150 pounds. I'm up to 135, so I don't think I have much room there.
This
Yeah.
one will hold 90 pounds, and I'm probably right about 85.
Now,
Doesn't
Scott, you got some images from... We sort of announced we're going to do a sort of quick contest and get a bunch of people to submit their images, and we were going to sort of pick some winners or let people vote on some winners. And
Let me just screen share the
Yeah.
submissions right now. Just phenomenal imaging coming through. So I'm going to be going through these all week. Just going through. Some of you have already received some emails from me, so I can get the full resolution of the images coming through. Some of them have been cropped down, but just fantastic imaging of the eclipse, planetary, of deep sky objects, of the moon, of the sun, of the International Space Station. I mean,
Wow.
just some great images coming in from our photo contest. So thank you, everyone, for this.
Wow.
Like I said, I'm going to be going through and taking some time to categorize all these, and then we'll start using these, and especially the winners will start using them for the banners for the virtual star party, the icons, and a lot of the graphics going on there. And I'm actually going to try to make a set of maybe 10 to 15 for desktop backdrops for the virtual star party.
look at all the M51s there.
I
Yeah.
know. It's
I see
such a
4
great
of them
target.
here.
Oh my goodness.
So everyone that
I just realized
that
I
made
have an old
submissions.
infrared picture of M51 I should have
So how many astronomers gave us images?
That is a great question.
I'm seeing like, how many numbers are there?
By photographer. Let's see.
Well, I can say one that did not, and that would be me.
What?
I did not submit an
1,
image.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So 25 submissions.
Nice.
Yeah, and we'll
Yeah.
and we'll run something in Universe today and sort of highlight everyone's work because it's just wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah, I have my work cut out for me. As far
Yeah.
as
totally.
it's just some
And-
phenomenal
and-
work.
Roy, this is crazy. Look at these images coming from this new setup, and you're going so fast too.
Holy.
Wow.
That is M63.
Wow. You
Wow.
know what that is? The arms are a little bit.
Are they a little flocculent?
Just a little bit. Oh my goodness. That is
No, I
a
love it.
gorgeous image. That is a gorgeous image. Look at-
Yeah.
oh my god! I mean, you just look at it's a so low surface brightness, and yet you're picking up the detail.
Yeah. Wow.
I think you made a good investment, Roy.
yeah.
I think so.
Where do we buy
like
one
I
of
said, I
these?
still got some work to do on it, but it's a good start.
Yes.
That is
James
amazing.
Haney says, "Frel, what an incredible span of contributions." That is an excellent word choice.
Yeah. Where does that come from, Frel?
Farscape,
Oh, that's a
right?
good show.
I think that's Farscape. Yeah.
Yes, Farscape.
Emilio Rivera says, could somebody get the Sagittarius star cloud when it gets above the horizon? When will we see Sagittarius? Soon.
Go to Chile.
Well, we can still see. We can still see
No, it's true.
Sagittarius.
Okay.
We can see Sagittarius from my house in the summer.
Yes.
So
No.
in
we
the
can
summer.
see it.
This high above the horizon.
Yeah. Yeah. It depends. I mean, I'm so burned by having sky glow close to the horizon. I'm like,
I've switched to Andrew's view now. I think. Are you still on the black eye, Gary?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm bringing another one up.
Okay, great. Yeah.
What are we looking at,
This is
Andrew?
not coming through for me.
Yeah, I don't know whether you can see it. This was quite faint. So it's supposed to be NGC 2403, which is a small galaxy 10 million light years away. But it came out a bit fainter than expected. So I don't know whether you guys can actually see that, as I can see the small central core and some
I can
arms.
see it.
I can see a little around the balls and maybe a little on the arms.
Yeah.
Oh, there, now it comes in. It was pixelated for me.
Yeah. No, it looks great.
Now I see it.
It's definitely a little faint though. I mean, it's almost like it's a little noisy in the.
And we already have a little noisy in the
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll try and spin something else up pretty quick.
But still, especially when it is coming into focus, it looks really nice.
Yeah.
It's quite faint though. Even sounds of noise. I'm wondering if there's just something in the area that might be drowning it out.
Yeah, like the moon.
Moon.
Oh, okay. That would do it.
Moon.
That would do it.
All right, I'm gonna move on. Yeah, I'll bet you it's the moon. Stupid moon. Bill's view.
Yeah, this is the request.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
The two that are colliding, they're either colliding or apparently colliding, are 4567, the one on the middle kind of top. That would be this one here, and then 4568 below it, and then the one up here is 4564.
Yeah.
Okay, so the butterfly galaxies or the Siamese twin galaxies.
Right, are the two that are colliding.
Those are awesome.
And a satellite.
Yeah, and they are definitely in the process of colliding or merging.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Although the fact that they're not that disturbed means there's probably still some distance in the thing we're not seeing. But they are in their dance. They're in their gravitational dance where the stars are going to start to come together and yes.
Yeah.
There's a little star dance, and they're going to probably come together and form an elliptical. Now, what's amazing is that the stars never collide. The distances between the stars is so huge. But the gas is going to collide and cause it.
But great suggestion. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. That's a first.
Another first.
Oh, VSP.
VSP.
Another first in the VSP. All right, I'm moving to Gary's view. Oh, that's nice.
What do we got?
What's this, Gary?
Yay.
Sorry, I was making a little noise here and I had myself muted. M101.
Oh, yeah. Full-on flocculent.
It's flocculent.
But the moon
So
is...
that just means the arms aren't as well ordered as you would get in a grand design spiral. It's still contentious how spiral arms actually form. Obviously, interactions will make them form, but also just gravity waves within the galaxy itself will cause these flocculent spiral arms.
So Stuart Lancaster asks, are the galaxy images what the telescope is seeing now, or are they a stacked photograph from a few minutes ago? So when we do the planets, and Chris unfortunately was having some technical problems. So when we do the moon, the planets, and the sun, that's all live. So we do live video. We just stream the view through the telescope. When we do the deep space objects like the clusters and the galaxies and the nebulae, then we'll do a longer exposure and then just put the image up and then just refresh it. So in this case, Gary, what's the exposure on this?
That's a 2-minute, and
2-minute
it's been
exposure,
4x4, so there's no stacking involved.
And so Gary, pointed his telescope at this spot in the sky, gathered light for 2 minutes, and then this is the image. And his telescope is now gathering light for the next thing that he's taking pictures
It's as close to live as you can get for these objects.
Right.
This is what you're doing when you're sitting at a large observatory doing research. Is you do the same thing. You integrate for as long as you need to, and up comes your image. And then you spend your time processing.
Catch those photons.
And so we don't really have time for processing, so we just get the raw images in most cases.
Right.
Absolutely.
Extreme astronomy.
I just stretch the light and dark ends and put it up.
Yeah, and you could, Stewart is an absolute master of this, of just being able to pull more and more data. He showed me how he does his, like some of his work with Photoshop, and it's just beautiful. Like he shows me this image, and you can just barely see a galaxy in there, and then he just goes and like stretches it, and then balances it and stretches it, and I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's getting like this perfect part of the distribution of the light curve, and then it just boom, the galaxy just pops right out, and
because he's the doctor.
Because he's a doctor, yeah.
He's the doctor.
It's
The
medical doctor.
Kind of really
He's not a
fine
fake
work.
doctor like me.
Yeah,
He's a real
like a real doctor.
Like
Oh.
a real
He's like a
doctor.
real doctor.
Yeah. Oh, you can do surgery now, Nicole. Good. All right.
Yeah.
No. I can do surgery on radio telescopes. That's about the extent of it.
Yeah. All right,
Sorry.
we need a
I
picture of
said
your
gravity
array.
waves earlier, and it's not the same type of gravity waves. Responding to a comment by Chattard, not the kind of gravity waves that they're looking for from like pulsars colliding, but actually just the gravitational interactions of stars within them. It's kind of like if you have going down a highway and there's that one slow truck in the right lane. And everyone's trying to pass it, so everyone just kind of goes slower. It's a wave in that sense. So sorry for the misspeak.
Yeah.
But,
I've moved to Roy's view, and again, it's really good.
Yeah, and this one is really out of focus.
I can see the stars are getting a little out of focus.
Yeah. Can you fix that next time, Roy, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't know. It kind of gives it this dreamy look.
It does.
Yeah.
It's very soft in a good way.
Wow.
But it's still great. I mean, a little out of focus, but still really nice.
yeah. And another interacting galaxy pair.
That's
They are
M51.
kind of the most fun things in the universe.
And that's what we were talking about
Almost.
in the images for the contest. There was like 4 images of M51 all in the same spot.
And rightly so. It's a great image. It's a great object to go in image. So this means also, Roy, next time there's no excuse. When we have our next contest, there's no excuse for you to put anything in.
But this is what I meant by an interaction causing more distinct spiral arms. This is an example of what we'd call a Grandin spiral. And so the interaction with that smaller galaxy has caused the stars to form into a pattern such that these spiral arms are so intense.
Yeah.
And that's why we love to take pictures of it.
And so there's massive star formation going on in that place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's also burning up all its excess fuel in star formation, right?
Right. Well, I mean, there's still going to be plenty left. It's only when you get a major merger of spirals that the gas, if you have enough supernovae blowing the gas out of the galaxy, then it's going to shut down. But this looks like it's still got plenty of gas for another round.
Yeah.
Roy's 51 has just blown mine away.
Well, let's see yours. No.
I'm jealous,
I want to go back and
Roy.
refocus it.
Aww.
I'm jealous.
Well, yeah, you got your focus is a little tighter, Gary.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and refocus now.
A little bit.
Oh my gosh, we have a. You're battling.
And you're a little bit more selective with the wavelengths, Gary. I like that you're very
Yes.
picky when it comes to that.
That's true.
In my defense, I'm sitting here being jealous of Roy. I do live in a light-polluted area, and this is the wrong time of year for my telescope.
Mm-hmm.
And the moon is high in the sky. Yeah, you got a lot working against you.
There's that. The Nazis were trying to invade, and all
Yeah,
that's happening.
the alien.
And he's slowing uphill both ways.
Both ways. Yeah.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
Gary, are you using the H alpha filter?
Excuse me?
Are you using the H alpha filter?
Yeah. I'm a 12 nanometer H alpha.
Okay, so that's why, yeah. So that is particularly pulling out those bright knots of star formation. And so that's definitely the different view that you're seeing.
I'm great for big nebula.
Yeah.
Things that give off that particular red line, and that's
But
that's
we're
why
in- We're in galaxy season now, so.
I know, I love it.
Well, we should be getting the Eagle Nebula pretty soon, right?
About 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll be starting to pull it out.
That'll be
Heard
great.
it here
People-
first, folks. 4 weeks, and you can just nag us all summer long.
All summer long. When do we see?
Can't wait
When
for
can we
Nebula.
see the pillars of creation?
Soon.
Oh, Andrew hasn't updated. Unless this is this is the same image. I'm all out of images. Somebody help me out here.
I've got one coming.
I'm going to M81 now, but it's going to take about 3 minutes.
They're
Okay.
3 minutes.
collecting the photons.
But I want to see it now.
I love you, Fraser.
So
Somebody
impatient.
has to.
Well, I can show you my
Somebody has to
butterfly
love
nebula,
me.
but that didn't turn out very good.
Show us your butterfly, Roy. Show us your butterfly.
Bill. What have you got, Bill?
Okay, well, it's not processed particularly well. I think I'm also slipping out of focus, but it's M63.
And look at the little galaxy off to the left there. I love the.
There's a little one. Let me take a look at the. That would be.
I think the 4567 is pretty close to the moon tonight, which is why I think we're getting a lot of washed out in Roy's view.
I'm looking at the sky here program, and there's so many little tiny galaxies in there. I can't tell which one is which here.
I just started going to the spots and said, "Oh, let's try that one."
BTL 743 says, "Can we have a Messier marathon?" I would love to do a Messier marathon, and in fact, my goal is for us to do a Messier marathon in like an hour, and just
Which would be intense.
wouldn't that be crazy?
It would be intense.
You need to do
But
like,
we would
like you
need
did with the
only
transit of Venus.
possible is if we had somebody in England,
Right?
Andrew, and somebody
That's using a telescope in England, Andrew.
Yeah, and actually using a telescope in England and not connecting through the internet back to the United States, but actually being in England or even a little further, and then we could was it in March, I think, be able to get all of the objects, and so we could try and do it simultaneously. So,
But I can also just pull up Stellarium and bore you guys for an hour and just search them one by one in
Oh,
numerical
and
order.
I think that little galaxy off to the side is PGC 45992 for whatever it's worth.
yeah. So I would love to do a Messier marathon, and maybe we'll take a crack at doing sort of the best we can do some night, but we're only going to get about 30 or 40 objects, I think, in any one night, and then we run out of
Theme in time. Yeah.
Well, it's
You
not
need to
time.
do like you did with the transit of Venus, where it was like 4 or 5 hours, big long one.
Oh,
No, I wouldn't want to do a long one. I would rather do a simultaneous one. Like we take advantage of the fact that we can have astronomers in different locations, right?
right.
And so just have some people on the West Coast, some people on the East Coast, and some people maybe in England, and then just run them all at the same time.
Yeah, I really love doing the transit of Venus, but being out, I guess maybe it's because I was in the desert in June
You were a
for
little
6.5
dehydrated.
hours straight trying to observe the sun. I was a little exhausted when we
Yeah.
were done with that.
So, Wayne W says, "Hi guys, due to the jumping from image to image and person to person, could we announce the image and telescope camera used, please?" So I think what we might want to do is have people use their lower thirds and then keep it
custom
on
overlay?
themselves, like keep their lower third for themselves, but then make the second line of it.
Yeah.
Put your telescope in there so people can know what the telescope is, and then the actual object.
You don't think you can do that when you're screen sharing, though?
You can't do it when you're screen sharing.
Oh, right. Of course. The lower third disappears on the screen share. Right. So we would have to kind of announce each time. So we announce all the telescopes and the people in the beginning, and then the problem is that as people display their images, they go away. So yeah, I know it's kind of confusing, and we just don't really have very good tools to be able to do that kind of a thing.
And something I'm thinking about doing for the future, too, is just trying to get the specs from all of our astronomers to have it up in the virtual Star Party page. So if someone's confused about what each astronomer has, where they're at, we'll have some sort of general idea. We're not giving you addresses or phone numbers. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, but I would love to do, in the beginning, do a quick setup where we go, have a nice picture of the person's setup and the person beside their telescope, and have some stats, almost like it's, we're about to have a UFC fight, and then
The Octagon on Google Plus.
yeah, exactly. So definitely that would all be great, and at some point when we have some time and resources, and we'll get on that. So anyway,
Okay, but as long as we mention what the object is, which we do, but we may skimming over the name as we all go, ooh, and it's doing this. So yeah, I think that
exactly.
might be,
Yeah, totally.
need to be more conscious of. So thank you.
So I have switched to Roy Salisbury's view, which is with this wonderful 10-inch telescope, and he is also doing the butterfly galaxies.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but it's way too close to the moon.
Yeah, you can really see that the moon is washing it out. That's great.
So.
And then I'm going to move over to Andrew's view, and Andrew's got this crazy all sky.
There's the moon.
It is. As we were talking about it, I just thought I'd show it. There's like a little comet-looking thing there, but that's just a lens flare.
Oh, we're in Star Trek now, everyone.
Good job, J.J. Abrams.
We're in Star Trek.
Yeah, there was an awful lot of lens flaring in that.
And Bill's got his photon torpedoes and his 4 ready to shoot out.
Spoiler, if you watch the new Star Trek movie, there's a lot of lens flares.
That's not a spoiler.
And space is big. We just put that all out.
Helen Reed is asking for the backwards 5 asterism in Hercules. Does anybody have the field of view? I'm not sure how big it is. I've got. She's provided it's RA 16H 36 degrees.
That's right ascension, 16 hours, 36.
Declination 30 degrees 45. She couldn't have handed it to us on more of a platter here.
She could have taken a photo of it herself.
No. Are they 1950? How's the coordinates? That's the question. Sorry, dorky.
I'm going to move to Gary Gonella's view from Los Angeles using his 14-inch Celestron.
This is
Star setup.
Owl Nebula with the Pussycat Galaxy. We're going to make that work.
Wow.
Because Thad's not here, but with us in spirit.
Yeah.
Yes, Thad is with us. And here's the Owl Nebula and its companion Pussycat. And just since we were talking about scopes, I will do this real quick, if I can find it. Come on, move.
I'm glad that you're safe and have a fire extinguisher behind you, Gary. I appreciate that.
He's got the most awesome man cave back. It's sort of like a shed in the outside of his house, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then that's a separate telescope setup. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You've been there, Fraser.
Yeah, I've been to the house. I've been
Fraser, we're here.
I've been to the Gary Gonella Observatory.
Yep. Yeah. So that's the scope pointing presently at M81 and M82 that I'm downloading right now, and I'll have up.
All right, I'm going to move to Roy Salisbury's view.
Oh wow, Roy.
I don't know. It's a little out of focus.
No, it's not. Look at the freaking. Oh my god.
That is amazing.
Which galaxy is this?
That would be M81.
M81.
Wow, that's awesome,
that's the
Roy.
big galaxy tugging on M82.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I don't think I like you anymore, Roy.
Oh no! I'll bet he's got room in his shed, his remote shed. You can drop another telescope in there.
I have another pier in the observatory that's not being used.
Yeah, but the good
Make
thing
it
is if
happen.
mine's broken, I can fix it.
And that's
Yeah, that's just it. You don't have to drive all the way.
but now, if it gets broken, just get Roy to fix it.
Oh well, yeah, that works, huh?
There you go.
I'll have
He's only 3 hours more west of you or east of you. Like a 6-hour drive to make sure your telescope's
if you drove 3 hours west, Gary, that would be sad.
That would be tough.
Yeah. The Pacific Ocean Observatory.
Well, I'll give you a remote observatory here at my place, but all you would get is rain. Nice dark skies, but that's because there's just clouds and rain.
But you can do radio astronomy.
Yeah.
That's why the Dutch are so good at it.
Michael Jobin wonders if you're going to build a phase array panel antenna in your backyard.
So I have on the order of how many? Tim, how many satellite dishes do we have in our garage?
You have 4.
Four.
I
Four
helped
satellite
you
dishes
clean
in
your
my garage. 5.
You
No,
just
Tim
like
says 5.
hit up garage sales and like, yeah,
Craigslist.
I'll take that satellite dish.
Craigslist. I've been picking up satellite dishes with the idea of building a few itty bitty radio telescopes. They're great little demonstrators for you can look at the sun, basically.
Oh, and what have I named it when you set it up?
And yes, Scott has decided that when I make it an interferometer, it's going to be called the Redneck Array.
Yes.
So
Redneck Array.
this is my plan.
That's awesome.
It's too
It's
bad
not
you're
gonna-
not closer. I have an old big dish sitting in the backyard that's not being used.
Yeah, I'm sure we could.
Ooh, I would like to make a small radio telescope at some point. I know MIT Haystack has the designs for that, but I need a few thousand more bucks if I'm going to put that together. So,
I've switched to Gary's view, and let's oogle it for a bit.
M81 and M82. Roy was giving us M81.
Yeah, and that just shows how wide Gary's field of view is. He's able to get both of them in that same.
Yeah.
Also, Gary can see, again, now that it's brighter in the center of M82 because he's picking up that H alpha again from the star formation and all that. I mean, like actually, if you saw it in color, there'd be this pink gas coming out in the middle of that galaxy.
Roy, did you switch to the moon?
Yes, I did.
So could you like just try and maybe do Saturn after this? Like I know it's gonna be
I can
super
try.
small.
This was 1/20th of a second on hydrogen alpha.
Wow. What?
That means a tiny bit of the spectrum, you guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
because it was so bright.
Yeah. So Saturn won't be that bright. It's just going to be teeny tiny. I know
can
that.
try.
I'm ready for that. I'm ready to deal with that emotionally.
The moon is so pretty.
But we've seriously we've
Crazy.
not gotten Saturn, really this season yet.
Well, we had it in the pre-hangout that wouldn't launch.
Yeah. And then Chris's computer crashed, and then we lost it. And so we had the moon and Saturn, and we didn't.
So, Roy, that's a great image.
Amazing.
Let's see what happens if I zoom in.
Oh, Russell, I wish I could pick up your 39-inch dish. I'll just drive over. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
now you can see the focus is a little off.
Yeah,
Everyone's a critic.
it wasn't set for the moon.
Your collimation is bad, and you should feel bad, Roy.
I do.
BPL 743 notes, I love the irony in Fraser's location, just moved to, like, Labrador. I'm on the other coast. I'm on the west coast. That's the east coast.
It's all Canada.
It's all
Blame
north.
Canada.
No, here we
Rocks and
just
trees
have
and
the
trees and
rain.
rocks.
That's a terrific photo. Wow, that's great. Okay, I'm going to move to Andrew's view. Oh, it's an owl.
It's a noisy owl.
A noisy owl. You even
Yeah.
put that in the image there. Yeah, the noisy owl.
Yeah, I'm just taking a longer exposure of it just to see if it works out better. But I've a feeling it's the moon washing it out. But we'll see.
So what method are you using to share your image then? Because you've got your lower third up. So you're not using the lower third to share it, and you're not using your...
I know Manycam will do it, but I don't see the Manycam logo.
No, it's similar to Manycam. It's called Webcam Max.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you're using Webcam Max, and then you're over top of that. All right.
Right,
Yeah,
so
we've
using that as your
abandoned that
primary
method
video
of
source.
sharing. You don't need to do that. You can screen share, and that's probably a lot more stable and higher resolution. Actually, you might want to try that
Yeah.
for next time. Don't use Webcam Max. Just use screen share.
Yeah, it's actually looks like that on my screen as well. So it's pretty high resolution. So if I show the scope I'm using,
No, well, this is coming through pretty pixelated. No.
Is it?
So yeah, so I would
it's
not
making
use
it
this
pretty-
method next time. Yeah.
Even the
Cool.
rendering of the fonts are kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, so just use the yeah, so just
Screen
just
share.
screen share. Yeah, just screen share.
we can do that.
Yeah, that'd be great. But I mean, right now it'll probably break your system to try and do that. So, all right, well, so we're closing in on an hour, and I know people get tired of this space thing after an hour. So,
It is 1:30 in the
Start
morning.
to wrap
here.
things. I know, poor people on the East Coast. So this is great. So that's Gary's view, and you can see. Is this like from some surveillance camera, Gary?
This is on the corner of this end of the roof of my room. So I am down in this, under this area right here, and then here's my telescope.
Yeah.
And here's the dome that's pulled off.
And they show in the video that Google did about us, they show you pulling your roof apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right by the pool there.
But they didn't show the part of you falling through your roof. That's a completely different one.
All right.
For those I don't
I'm
know,
sorry. I'm sorry. I missed that. What did you say?
Oh, something about you just falling through the ceiling.
What?
of
What?
your
Huh?
house.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
What?
So hold on.
I don't know.
Break-
I was
breaking
helping
up.
you, and then I see a hole in the ceiling.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea either.
It was,
Thanks
it
for
was
muting.
another
There.
aperture.
I just muted them. So
There you go, Fraser. That's the best I
thank
can do.
you. Thank you. That's
Oh
great.
wow!
Itty bitty Saturn.
That would be 1/12 of a second on hydrogen alpha and then zoomed in.
Nice.
Goodness, that's
Still.
funny.
You can see the rings.
Yeah, we can see the rings.
Yep.
But it's definitely not the right setup for getting Saturn. I can see why
No.
you're reticent to do it.
Yeah. Your eye can do better, and that says something.
So for all the people who are watching this now and all the people who plan to watch this in the future, I want to just remind you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm not sure where you click, but because then you'll get the reminders and you'll get notifications when things happen. It's very difficult for us to be able to kind of notify people when these things are happening and try to remind you that this is all happening, especially with the kind of funny hours. And so if you subscribe to to my YouTube channel, then you'll get another reminder that it's happening. So
Right, and we're working on some different ways of making sure everyone knows about what's going on. But the best way is to subscribe to Fraser's YouTube right now. We do have on Twitter. Twitter is _VSP.
Yeah.
And we also now have a Facebook page as well. So
whatever that
we're
is.
going all over the interwebs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I use Hootsuite to put everything.
And they've made a ton of changes the way events work. A lot of people were asking, like, how come we don't get invitations anymore? We're not able to do it.
We don't know. We're working on it.
Yeah, we're just
Oh,
like,
did
it
they
doesn't
just
work
change
that way
that?
anymore.
No, they haven't just changed it. It's been for a while.
Yeah.
Because I've been using it from the other pages just fine.
Yeah.
It's a
Is it
certain
just
number.
the number of... Okay, you must have hit the number.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a certain number, and so we're trying to figure that out as well. But we're gonna sort of try and help.
It's been flaky, but I can usually get it to go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Scott,
All right.
look
Hey,
over in the
We have
comments.
Which one?
Yeah, I have so many comments up.
Oh.
We have a beautiful comment from Craftless who says, "Don't most of us love the night sky because we don't sleep when it's visible?" So yes, the insomnia crowd.
Actually, I should have said the group chat in the hangout here.
Group chat.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
That's my comments.
Nice. Thank
That's a
you.
good idea.
So, Roy here apparently is.
Try it.
I just did.
Oh,
I clicked
you
on
really?
it. If
Yeah.
you all as well go to virtualstarparty.org, we'll bring you to.
All right,
Google
Roy.
Plus page.
I expect a call from my lawyers.
I've had
That's
that for
awesome.
about a year, by the way.
Oh yeah, did you? Okay, all right. Well, I will. We'll set something up on there then. That sounds
Yeah.
good.
Good job.
Okay,
Good
cool. Well, I'm
job
gonna run
jumping
through
on
sort
that.
of. There's a few last images, or maybe there isn't.
There's one here.
I think
And Andrew has switched to the screen share. I can see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that looks a little
Much
better,
better.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got M10 here too.
Got stuck. I can't see it.
That's M10.
There
Great.
we go.
M10, and actually I will switch now to and maybe somebody can tell me what the adjacent one is. This is actually the same object here, M10, with the camera that's on top of the scopes, and there's another cluster. I'm not sure which one that is nearby.
I really like this view.
Yeah.
You could take pictures with this one too. Please share them. This is neat.
Yeah.
It kind of gives you a little context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. Okay, well, why don't we wrap things up
is
in
M12.
about an hour? Sorry,
M12, okay.
sorry to everybody who sort of stuck through us for that half hour as we tried to get everything working. I really, really apologize. So, technology, what are you going to do?
Yeah, we tried.
Your refund's in the mail. All right, well, thank you, everybody, for joining us and watching us tonight. Thank you so much, Andrew, for getting up so early in the morning for you in the UK. Bill, thank you again for toughing through a couple of times trying to get into this hangout. Really appreciate it. And
Yeah, somebody's going to have to educate me on how to get into the Hangouts. They've changed it since the last time.
I'll work with you, Bill. We're still figuring it out too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's been rough. So it's not you technically. You should have got a nice invite that was jumping at you and made sure you knew that you could come in. So yeah, Gary, thanks as always.
Thank you.
Wonderful to have you here. Really appreciate it.
And Roy, you'll be getting a letter bomb from me.
Nicole, congratulations on your fancy hat and all of the education that goes along with it. That's marvelous. We're so proud of
I
you.
have a tassel. I have a tassel.
Do you get your soul back with the hat?
No,
No?
of course not. Grad
No.
school is completely decimated.
That hat is holding your brain together now, isn't it?
It is. It is. It really is.
Yeah. And Roy, congratulations on that new telescope. That 10-inch is terrific. Work on the focus.
Yep, I gotta. The
I'm
focus
just
is
going to give you a hard time. I'm sorry. I found something, and I'm just going to give you a hard time about, and I apologize in advance for the endless ribbing.
And it's not in color. What's up with that?
color.
Could you put a color camera on that one, please?
No, but I could do the 3 filters.
Could you put it in space?
Could you put it in space?
That's a different story.
We'll trade you the domain, and we'll just say, all right, we'll let you keep the domain if you put it in space, and there'll be no lawyer.
Oh, okay.
Going on, okay.
Would you like the .org, the .net, or the .com?
That's who's been squatting on it. It's
All of the
you.
above.
You've been squatting on that.
Yeah, we'll talk after, Gary. We'll talk after, Roy, and I'll set this up and transfer to my host and stuff. So yeah, that's awesome,
Okay.
man. Thanks. And Scott, thanks as always. And give us an update on the contest, and we'll post the results on Universe Today and sort of all in the Google Pluses. So
I'll be going through all week. Because I do other things than the virtual star party. But
What?
I know, right? It's crazy.
yeah.
So most likely by next week's episode, I will have everything set up. I'll be working on some images, and I'll write something up for Universe Today.
Sure, that'd be great. All right, man. We'll see you guys all later. Thanks, everyone. Here we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Fraser Cain. I'm the publisher of Universe Today, and this is your virtual star party for May 19th, 2013. This is our second try using this technology, and we honestly have no idea if this is working. So if you can see this, that would be great. If someone could comment somewhere in the comments, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
We got a lot of yays on the YouTube.
Oh, cool.
comments.
Corey's saying it's cool. It's on Fraser and on Gary. So we're good. All right. Well, let's assume it's working. And so we've got a few more people who are going to join us tonight, and we lost them. So hopefully we're going to get those people back anytime now. So I'm going to introduce the people we've got right now. We've got Andrew Dumbleton in the UK at like 5
Hello,
in the
Fraser.
morning. So again, I am amazed and impressed, and really thankful that you're willing to get up at this really early time and help us out. It's amazing.
It's amazing because the way the internet is this morning, thousands of miles.
Yeah, the fact that this is even working. Cool. We'll move on. We got Gary Gonella.
Hi, guys.
St. Angeles. We've got Dr. Nicole Gallucci, and you're wearing your doctor's hat.
I am wearing my funny doctor hat.
So come on,
actually
you got to tell us the story.
today.
What's happening here?
We're just outside of Charlottesville, Virginia. So although I officially started working with CosmoQuest last May and got my degree August 1st, today was the actual ceremony. So I got my visor, gave me my hood. It's got all the official, where is it?
as I click on Gary's image here, it actually shows it. So, but I'm going to try joining the Hangout a second time. See if that works. While we go. So Gary, sorry, what was the object?
NGC 6205, the Hercules cluster, globular cluster.
Hasn't it got a more common name than that?
I couldn't find one when I was looking for it.
Lots and lots of stars in
Not
space.
M13.
M13?
Is it 13?
Messier 13?
That's what I call the Hercules cluster.
Yeah,
I don't know.
great.
Maybe there's another.
Globular cluster in Hercules.
That's right.
Globular.
The globular cluster in Hercules.
Globular.
So that's M13.
Globular. And as I tell the high school students that come to my public nights, as they look at the tiny fuzzy patch in my ETX 90, it's the oldest thing you will see with your eyes. So pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is the. And we talked about this last week actually. That the clusters actually, or they used to think that these clusters were older than the universe, which obviously, they didn't actually think that, but just the method of measuring the age of these clusters came up with a number that, didn't conform with the method they used to figure out the age of the universe. And it turned out they had a bad method for figuring out the age of the universe. And now that's been really tightly confined, right?
And whereas the aging of clusters still isn't that tightly confined, there's a pretty big error bar. So it's all good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, this is a fantastic object. I mean, this is absolutely one of my favorite objects. I mean, you can go with a pair of binoculars, from now until end of summer, and pull this object out of the image before. So I knew it was the Black Eye galaxy, but it's I'm going to assume that I'm seeing. But it's got this really strange, this weird structure in the middle of the galaxy. So Nicole, what do you think happened here?
So this looks like it's got a dust lane in it, and I don't remember off the top of my head what is happening, but you usually get such things after there's been an interaction with another galaxy. The fact that it's asymmetric like that. But that dust lane is obscuring the visible light. There's probably, I would bet, some major star formation happening in there.
Well, they say
it looks like it's. Go ahead.
The gas on the outside is rotating opposite of the stars on the inside.
Oh, then that's got to be an interaction that it had with another galaxy.
And
It doesn't
awesome.
look like a merger, but it must have had some kind of disturbance from another galaxy passing by.
I mean, is it a situation? I mean, we've talked about when the Milky Way and Andromeda collide, you're going to get this giant elliptical galaxy. But is this the kind of situation where maybe it wasn't a really big impact? It was, it suffered a black eye, but it wasn't completely exploded.
Yeah. It was kind of it may have been a passerby. Either that or it's. I'm actually trying to look this up. I think. Yeah, I would say if this is being a spiral, so it's probably not the merger of two galaxies like the Andromeda and Milky Way, because that's going to create an elliptical galaxy. But yeah, if it has a passerby, they interact and push each other and cause all this weird stuff to happen. So that would be, like you said, a black eye, but not completely destroyed.
And it's just fantastic. And it's an easy object to find too, because once you learn where Hercules is, you can see the, it's on the, if you look up and you can see Hercules, and there's the chest of Hercules, and then on the right hand side of his chest there's these two stars, and then the halfway point pretty much in between those two stars, even if you don't even have, if it's a nice dark sky and you even don't have binoculars, you can see this faint little fuzzy blob at the halfway point between those stars, and that's this. And it looks, of course, way better when you do have binoculars or a telescope. But even a telescope,
Gary's telescope.
Yeah, I mean, a small telescope, it still looks fantastic. Wonderful. All right, I'm going to move on to Roy's view, and I really hope this is working. Roy, what are we looking at here?
This is M64, the Black Eye galaxy.
Now, you've got new hardware you're throwing at the sky tonight, right?
Yes, this will be the first time I get to try my new 10-inch RC out at my observatory. So I can get in tiny little objects now. So normally this here would have just been a little, I don't know, a dot on the screen. You could sort of make out the black eye on it, but now you can really make it out.
You can really make it out. That looks really nice. Fraser, I wish you could see this right now. It looks amazing.
I wish you could see what I could see, which is just nothing. So I can see it down in the film strip.
You can watch it later tonight.
I can see it. I'll watch it later tonight. I can see it down in the film strip, so I can see this little thing, and I'm like, I can tell that's a galaxy. And actually, he had put it up before when we were testing new tests, and so I was able to see.
It's the official pink astronomy colors of a doctorate of astronomy. So all the pomp and circumstance.
and so people didn't realize that we had actually been calling on you for your astronomy knowledge before you were completely legit. And so,
well, I was legit as of August 1st.
Right, but we had to throw out all of that previous information.
Yes.
And now we can accept your answers as like.
Now that I have the funny hat.
Now you have the funny hat.
Makes me an actual professional. That's what it comes.
Well, congratulations. That's amazing. We got Roy Salisbury.
Hello.
Operating his remote telescope. We hope.
We hope.
It has been a interesting night for technology. And we got Scott Lewis.
Hey, and Chris just pinged me. Yeah, he had a crash. So hopefully it wasn't a telescope crash. Hopefully it was just a browser crash.
So we've got 3 telescopes right now, and then Bill and Chris. Bill McLaughlin is testing out a brand new telescope, so we'll see if that works. And then and Chris has got a really nice view of the Moon and Saturn, so it'll be really great to have them come back. But we got 3 telescopes, so we will keep you busy with galaxies and star clusters and all kinds of things tonight. So, all right. So I'm going to move to Gary's view first.
This is NGC 6205, the Hercules cluster.
Now, people are going to have to help me out on this. The Hangout is actually sort of crashed for me. Oh, I have an idea. I can't actually see the objects in the big screen. It's just I'm just seeing an icon. So I'm hoping that it's.
Watch the YouTube with it muted. Well, I guess it's a delay. So.
Yeah, there is a bit of a delay, but hopefully